difference in quality that we were seeing?
Especially when City know how to control the ball. And as a striker, I don't know what you think, but if you play in that game and they just control the ball and you're running behind the ball all the time, you're going to hate that. You're going to hate that. You're going to get angry. You're going to want to tackle someone or kick someone like we saw in the end of the game because it's out of frustration. You have nothing to do and you know it, and that makes you angry. And it's painful to watch because when City go 1-0, it's difficult enough to catch to them. But when you go 2 or 3, then it's almost impossible. And then take the ball, pass, and you have nothing to do. You just run behind the ball.
They can do that, Man City, to any team in the world when they go 2-0 up, just because of how comfortable every single player is on the football pitch, including the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is one of the best passers in their team, by the way. So they can do that to any team, but they're doing it to their neighbours. They're doing it to a football club that has been used to and had huge success over a number of years and is desperate to have it get back. But they're a while away. They're a long way from having it back. Whilst Pep is dominating and pulling the strings and managing Manchester City, Man United will be a long way behind Manchester City. And that's what hurts them the most, because it's their close neighbours who have had so much success over the years, and it hurts more.
And does it make it more sweeter on the other side of the story when you're at Old Trafford and when you were at Manchester City and Berber's teams, United were dominating, when they're turning the screw like that in the second half?
For me, I loved every moment of that. I know Berber won't be happy about it, but I mean, just the way they did it, I think I said in the first half, they're giving Man United too many chances to try and close them down, which caused a lot of mistakes. In the second half, that Man United couldn't get near them. If you look at the second goal, it was just all in awe of it was one touch. Took a second touch when it was needed and just opened out the game. And that's how the second goal come. I think that Stonesy was, I don't even know how to explain how well Stones played. A lot of the times he was higher than Haaland in that game. And that was just causing Man United all sorts of problems. And it only got worse when I felt like Man United went to one holding midfielder.
You must have been in that situation. How horrible, how difficult is it when you're up against a team of such domination and control?
It's a nightmare. Berber's talking just for the strikers. When we used to play United and Scholesy used to be in there and you old 4-4-2 and they say tuck in. By the time you get in, Scholesy's already kicked it back across to the other side of the pitch. So just running like that and running there. And then when you do get the chance to get the ball to go forward, your energy's gone. Yeah. It's depleted. And that is what Man United had to deal with just today.
Yeah. Their passing movements, particularly when they're 1 and 2-0 up, are just sensational because everyone's that comfortable on the ball. They're not afraid to give it to someone under pressure because he's got that much ability. But when you're not quite at it, as Manchester United weren't in the second half, they're popping off you, and you get there and it's just a split second too late. The ball's already gone, so you then turn it again to chase it, and it was total domination second half. Should have been more.
Let's go back to the first half and the awarding of the penalty and Haaland in this situation.
I think, as I said before, I think it was a penalty, in my opinion. And it's always difficult when a striker needs to go back and defend set pieces. You hate that. I can speak from experience. I think I hate that all the time. I need to defend against someone that I know it's good in the air. And now I need to tackle him, to fight with him. And if you don't know how to do it, then you're going to make a mistake, like in this case. And I think, as I said before, it was a penalty.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's an error. It is a foul. I agree with it. There's no way I can argue that it's not a penalty. My only gripe would be that happens in a penalty box 2, 3, 4 times in most games. So, yeah, it's a blatant error, and the VAR is right to step in. But are we going to see more of that going forward now? Because that happens every single game.
And then when Erling Haaland steps up, as we've mentioned, he's only missed one in the Premier League from the spot. He's so reliable, isn't he, Sean?
It's the man you want on the ball for penalties. He's a very confident person. Missing doesn't bother him, and he dispatches this just with ease, really, and just enjoyed the moment. And I think from then onwards, it was pretty much almost an uphill battle for Man United.
Although I think he didn't look at the goalkeeper though. He just chose an angle. That's what I can see from the video. And if Onana was going to the other side of the goal, maybe he was going to catch it, but he didn't. So it was 1-0, and after that, uphill battle, no chance.
You know, we were talking about before the game about the two team sheets, and I said that Man United team shouldn't get anywhere near that Man City team. Well, they never did really, and they never really made it into a derby, into a scruffy match, because it was 80% of that game was total domination from an excellent Man City team.
And let's talk to one of those excellent players who constructed it today. Bernardo Silva is waiting to speak to us at Old Trafford. Bernardo, thanks for joining us. Well played, well done. How good does that feel, a really comprehensive away derby win?
Thank you very much. It feels great because it's never easy to come here to Old Trafford and to beat this team and to beat them 3-0. I think the performance was very good from us today, one of the best over the last few years, especially away, so very happy.
Yep. In that second half in particular, when you had real control and you turned the screw?
Well, yeah, these games, we know what they want. Well, what they want is for us to lose our simple balls and to counter-attack, so the most important thing is to do a proper build-up with and control the tempo of the game. Don't get the crowd very involved, because if you get this type of crowds in these big stadiums involved, it creates the moment for them, and we were perfect in that, keeping the crowd a bit quiet, controlling the game well, and then in the final third waiting for the right moment to attack. And as I said, so happy with the 3 points and with the performance from the team.
Hi, Bernardo. Sean Wright Phillips here. Just want to congratulate you. But also, I noticed that there was a lot of overloads, like the overlaps, running in behind from the centre midfield. Is it something you worked on through the week in training?
Yeah, definitely. Knowing that their fullbacks were going to be tight with Jack and Phil, making those movements, me and Julian, to try and give them the option of the pass in the pocket in between fullback and centre back, but also something or to cross the ball. So definitely something that we worked on, and it worked today. So very happy with, as I said, with how we dealt with the game, our energy as well, pressing, which I think we lacked a bit at the Arsenal game away. So to do that today was the key point as well.
Bernardo, hi, it's Alan Shearer. Just tell us about that second goal and the way it started from the goalkeeper. That's pretty much perfection, isn't it? It's what you work on every week in training.
Definitely, yeah. Slow build-up, attracting the opponent, and then when we find the space in behind their midfielders, attack quick. And it really worked. I'm watching now the goal, but not just the goal and a few chances that we missed. But yeah, as I said, the momentum that we created and the timings of our build-ups and then attacking on the final third were brilliant. And we should have scored also a goal in the last minute of the first half, a similar one. And happy that we got that second goal in the beginning of the second half. That gave us a bit of the relief to then play a different game, more calm game, more controlled game, and I think it was a very good performance from us.
Bernardo, is Dimitar Berbatov. Actually, I don't have any question. I just want to say congratulations to you. I remember when we played together in Monaco and how far you have come. Continue this way. I mean, you are great today.
Thank you, Dimitar. Great speaking to you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bernardo Silva, thank you very much indeed. Live from Old Trafford. He is such an influential cog in that wheel.
He is annoyingly good. I mean, he is everywhere. He very, very rarely, if ever, gives the ball away. He is so good on the ball, so comfortable, his balance and everything about his ability. And he must be an absolute dream for Pep, because you imagine, never causes any problems. I don't imagine him ever being late. I don't imagine him ever giving any back chat. And he's just perfection on a football pitch.
He's played just about everywhere, but goalkeeper,
I mean,
hasn't
he's
he?
just what a player, just fantastic.
And as you just said to him there, I mean, that second goal epitomises Manchester City, and it finished with a glorious assist from him.
Yeah, it is. It was perfection. I mean, Edison is so great at passing. They find the pass, the one touch, and it's very, very difficult for Man United to get near them. When they have to take an extra touch, they do, and then all of a sudden, watch Bernardo. He's now on his bike because he knows he's spotted the space. He knows that no one can get with him. Not only that, but how many times do we see players get into great positions and then mess the final ball up? Not on that occasion, not with the quality of him. So you've got a player who's got great vision, who's great tactically, who's got a wonderful touch, who can spot the space when and how to run into it. And then he's relying on his teammates to then find him the pass. But then once he gets into the position, watch him here. He's on his bike now. He knows he can see that space. Now, all of a sudden, all he's got to do is, because of who he's got in the middle and the movement from Rodri, then creates that space at the far post for Haaland. And it's a fantastic ball across. And unlike the first half, where he chooses to go for power, on this occasion, he guides it in. It is just, it's near as perfection as possible.
Well, you know, I was watching Haaland on that goal. He didn't sweat, if I can say it like that. If you watch him carefully, you're going to see how he's just jogging in the middle of the park, just following the play. And this is what it means to have good teammates around you, because they're going to give you the ball at the exact moment of time, like Bernardo did to him. So he was just jogging, following the game, and then all of a sudden, finding the perfect spot. Look at him, just jogging there, looking where to go, how to position himself. Obviously, you cannot leave him, the most important and goal-scoring machine of the other team, alone like this. That's not even possible in my mind. And then it was a great cross.
But the good thing about it also is that other players spotting how to create spaces for other players, i.e. Rodri running in there. Rodri running in there knowing that if he goes in there, the defender has to come with him. So when the defender comes with him, that leaves Haaland free. That's why for Haaland in that team, with the great players in and around him, and the chances that they create and the movement that they have, is dreamland for him. I mean, he's going to continue to score a hatful of goals because of moments like that.
But just one thing, because I was thinking about that goal, and if you have someone like Haaland and you defend against him, isn't it better to take a chance and not mark Rodri, thinking that everybody's going to look to give the ball to Haaland, especially in the head?
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, that's easier said than done when you've got 1 second to think about it, and then someone's running into you, and you've got to think, right, do I go with him or let him go, and hope that someone's got him and I stay with his man. That's the dilemma that this Man City team calls you, because they're that good. They've got that many good players on the ball who can open you up within a split second.
One very quick question. Did you ever break sweat?
No.
Well, but that's what I said. Look, you can score good goals just following the game, and if you're lucky to have good teammates around you, you're going to score goals.
That's why he was on sweat watch. Haaland assist for Phil Foden to round it all off after Onana's.
This whole play was brilliant. I can't count how many passes they kept it for, but just the way they maintained possession of the ball, even under the pressure that sometimes Man United gave them, they just went out, just kept going around. But Rodri there just drives through, great strike. I'm not sure what Onana's doing there, but the passing, and I just love the way Haaland just says, "Go on, Foden, go and celebrate, say thank you." Yeah, it's just the way they play. But they just kept the ball. You can see here now the pass count is going up, and they just kept it. They didn't panic. They just had Man United running side to side until the moment that they felt was right. And believe it or not, it was something that Rodri really initiated at that moment when it eventually gets there. But look, we'll look at 51 passes.
Well, listen,
it's demoralising for any team. You know, I mean, that's what we're trying to say, is that this is what that Man City team do to you. I mean, they're 2-0 up. And it's an absolute nightmare for any team when they're in that position. Bernardo Silva said it himself, is that so they could then change the way they play, i.e. keep the ball, make you run around, make you try and entice you in to come for the ball, because that's what you want you to do. You come in, we'll move it in and around you, and that's how they create the space. It's horrible to play against.
But also I think that not many teams have the patience to play so many passes. Some teams get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes, and then they are impatient to go forward and just kick the ball up and try to play. Or maybe the fans want them to play direct, more direct. if you know how to play like this and keep the ball, but you need to love what you're doing. Just pass, and waiting for the exact moment to strike.
Let's hear from the man who finished off 2 of them and provided the last one. Here he is, his first goals at Old Trafford, Erling Haaland.
Erling, as days go in football, that's up there with the best, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance and a controlled 90-minute game, and every single Manchester City player was a fantastic performance today.
I think you just said there, 90 minutes. Is that your best 90 minutes as a team all season?
Yeah, I think so, in terms of controlling the game and to playing the football we want to play, because sometimes it's not easy, and everything, but the way we managed to keep going, keep calm and everything with John in the middle is incredible. So it was a fantastic game.
1-0 through the penalty. It's one of those where not a lot of us see what's going on in the penalty area. There's so much going on. So was there a nice feeling when you got it?
Yeah, of course, but I saw it and it's clear. I don't know why, but I saw it on the screen, and for me it was clear, then it was about to focus and to score.
Which you did, and there was a lot of feeling in the celebration. We always see you love scoring goals, obviously, but a lot of feeling. Is that because it was here and it was the derby and all that?
I think there were so many, I said it in another interview, so many people singing Kino, I don't know why, but used it as motivation and gave them a good celebration.
Got your second, then you're in for maybe getting a hat-trick, another one against United. Was there ever any thought in your mind when you squared it to Phil Foden?
No, I could have scored, and I had a lot of chances. I should have scored more goals, but when another teammate is in a better position, you play. Easy as that. That's just how it is in my head, and will ever be.
And we know as professionals, a win is 3 points like any other 3 points, but is it just a little bit more in a game like this?
Yeah, of course it is. Everyone knows. But in the big picture, it's a 3 point, and that's what you need. You need consistency throughout the whole season in this competition, because I think it's still like 84 points or something to play for. So it's about just getting the 3 points in, week out.
And I understand Dad was in the away end, not the posh seats.
Yeah, it was in the away stands. I think it was yesterday at the Leeds game and today with the away fans here. So it was incredible 2 days for him.
He's had a great weekend. Thanks, Erling. Thank you.
Yeah, great day for the Haaland family. And, of course, he's now on to 11 Premier League goals this season. Interesting to hear him say what you picked out as well. Incredibly, John Stones in the middle. He actually named him there, Erling Haaland.
And I don't know how to explain it. He's kind of made it his own position. I don't think there's anybody in the Premier League or possibly in the world as a centre-back that can play that as well as John Stones. Because like I said, he confuses midfielders, because a midfielder will come tight and he'll just go up there and he's comfortable having a ball in the final third, which normally centre-backs, it's normally the wrong place. You don't want your centre-backs having it there, but he'll get it, be composed, he'll just suck players in and he'll pop it out or play sneaky little through balls or even run, like Alan said with the Rodri run, where he knows he's not going to get the ball, but he'll just make that run anyway just to confuse people, and it just opens up so much space for the rest of the team.
And that was part of a dominant Manchester City display today. Let's see what the United boss thought about it all.
Well, Erik, obviously it's ended up being a bad day, but if we start at the beginning, were the first 5-10 minutes actually exactly what you wanted?
I think first half we played very well. Let's say the game plan went on how we wanted, and we defended very good, closing the spaces, getting into the press, keeping away from the own goal. And they almost didn't create one big save from Andre in that start, but I think on that point already we had our opportunities from 2-3 great breaks, and we had to take benefit from it.
Yeah, is that a familiar tale this season? Winning those regains, creating those transitions, but not making enough of them.
No, that's true. We have to take more from it, but then also the penalty is changing the game.
Okay, what did you think of that penalty?
I don't have a comment on that.
Okay, but is it Højlund's mistake? Does he lose his man, or is that one that if we gave all of those from a free kick and corner, we'd be giving 2 or 3 penalties every match?
I don't have a comment.
Okay. Your change at half-time with Mason Mount coming on, what was the thinking?
To go more offensive. We are losing the game, and do it straight on after half-time. You expect, you have to go more offensive, and we did it by getting Christian Eriksen off the left side, go quicker up to Alvarez, pushing, and then with Mason Mount an extra offensive power to get into the game, to change the game.
Yeah. Did you lose some midfield stability though from that change?
Absolutely, and our game plan, first half we were very disciplined, and then you see how successful you can be, but second half we make there on the second goal, we make a mistake, we make a wrong decision by going up to the keeper in the wrong moment and not recover quick, and then they get into the game, they get power in the midfield, they can switch the play, players coming in wrong positions, and they make a great goal. But it started with us by making a wrong decision, not any more shape, and then they will outplay you.
So in hindsight, do you regret that half-time substitution?
You can't say that, because we had to, because we had to create, and because we are losing the game, and you can then wait, clear. But also when you have Mason Mount on the bench, you can expect some creativity.
You made a couple of changes later on in the second half as well. Boos when Rasmus Haaland was taken off. Can you explain that decision for us?
Rasmus Haaland is playing every game and he's not used to it. And against a City, the front players have to work very hard to get the press on. So you have to protect those players then as well. And for the team, you have to protect them as well to bring new energy on the pitch.
So you were happy first 5-10 minutes, happy actually first half, but really disappointed with the control they took of the game second half?
No, you can't say that like this, because the game plan was good, but it's changing the game, and then you are losing, and then you have to act as a manager. You have to, especially when you have a bench, then you have to use your bench, and you bring more offensive power on the pitch.
Okay, 10 games in, Erik, Premier League, over a quarter of the way through the season. You've lost half of those Premier League games. Why has it been such a difficult start to this campaign?
Yeah, but last year we were in the same situation. Also after the game against City. So we have to forget this game and recover next game, Wednesday.
Okay. And I suppose, was it 15 months in the job? The job is catch Man City in terms of points, but also in terms of style. Do you feel closer to Manchester City than you were when you began the job?
So I think once again we played now 3 times this year against City, and again we played in all those games very good.
Do you think today was very good?
First half was good. We make them very difficult, and the chances were similar, and then they got the first goal, and then second half that was not the way we have to act. Also, I can accept that. But I think if you oversee all 3 games, we played very well against them.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
They were the thoughts of Erik ten Hag going to Old Trafford very shortly. What did you make of the United manager's post-match summary there, Berber?
Oh, it's difficult to comment after the game. You know, the emotions are running high, and he's basically defending the decision he's made. I agree with him that he needed to change something in the second half, because you need to take chances and risk at some point. And even if he didn't, I don't think there was going to be any difference in the results after the game. City was so good the second half that it doesn't matter how you play, probably they were going to score again. But again, they need to move on as quickly as possible, learn their lessons from that game, because in every game they play so far, they give chances to the opposition to score. And when you do that against City, one mistake is enough. I mean the penalty. One mistake is enough to give City the lead 1-0, and then from there on, it's very, very difficult to come into the game.
Let's go to Old Trafford to speak to our good friend Peter Schmeichel. Unfortunately, his experience in the Manchester weather that he knows oh so well. And it didn't get any brighter in the game for you, Pete, either. I mean, what was your assessment from where you were watching?
Yeah, it's interesting to hear what Erik ten Hag is saying there, because when you sit and watch the game and you watch it as a fan, I kind of have a different experience than what he is sort of describing in his interview.
What was your experience?
Well, I don't know what his game plan was. I don't know what he's told the players. But when he says they played a good first half, I don't agree. I mean, he makes a change at half time. There's a reason for that, because it wasn't working in midfield. Amrabat was so far off the pace, and Man City basically could do whatever they wanted. And the chances, yes, we had chances, but they all came from Manchester City mistakes. So it wasn't like we were creating anything. And then you see different other little things where the players are not playing each other, where they're supposed to pass the ball, and you just see little things that makes you worry about this Manchester United team and the dressing room. And then what Berber said there, you just have a feeling when watching Man City that at any time where they feel like it, they will create a chance, and more often than not, they will score.
What was your reading of the penalty situation? Because that was a big moment in the first half.
Okay, so I'm sat in the stand. I don't have a monitor. All of a sudden he stops the game. Nobody. So no players. Nobody's reacting to it. The crowd's not reacting to it. All of a sudden it goes quiet, and the referee, he runs out to the TV monitor. I'm watching it actually here for the first time. I mean, come on, if that's a penalty, then we have like 10 penalties in every game. And that's not what football is all about. And it's Michael Oliver obviously giving that. If he gives that, why doesn't he give the one where Rashford is free and he's being pushed? He could have taken that back. That would have been a weak penalty as well. But that would have been fair then. But, at the end of the day, you don't want to go 1-0 down to Man City at any time. And if they are given, which I felt, given this opportunity, then it's a very, very steep mountain to climb after that.
Andre Onana made a couple of smart saves in the game. City's third goal, should have done better, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's obviously with the save against FC Copenhagen on Tuesday. He's come in. He was a different goalkeeper today, very, very confident. But yeah, on this one, I think maybe push it out if you can't hold on to it, push it out for a corner kick. But at the end of the day, this was just what happened in the game. I won't call it a big mistake, but little things that are not right, and you can distribute that on every single Manchester United player today. Little things are not being done right, runs that are not being made that are supposed to have been made, and then you make the run, you make the effort at the wrong time where you are on your own and you don't have any support, and it's like it's very kind of not in balance. But I have to say, sat here watching Manchester City playing today, they are playing so well. They are, and they were in full control. And I think, regardless of referee mistakes and little mistakes by players, I think the outcome would always have been there or thereabouts.
Absolutely. And finally, I'm away from the action on the pitch. What about beforehand? We knew it was going to be an emotionally charged game after the passing of Sir Bobby Charlton. We saw the terrific tribute and the moment of applause. What was that like inside the stadium, Peter? Yeah,
it was really nice to be here. Sir Bobby has played a really big part in the time that I've been at Manchester United, and many, many years before I arrived, and of course afterwards as well. But personally, I was very, very pleased to be here and be part of this tribute to him. On Tuesday night, there was a little bit of a sending off as well, if you like, and today it was brilliant to see, first of all the Manchester United supporters, clapping there, but most certainly also the Manchester City supporters, the respect that they showed to Sir Bobby Charlton. He obviously was, one of the biggest players that ever played at this football club, and possibly one of the greatest players ever in England. So that was nice to be here, and it was a good, very good tribute to him.
Very well said. Nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, Pete.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
That's Peter Schmeichel at Old Trafford. Going back to Erik ten Hag and where Manchester United are at, 15 months in charge. Do you think they're a lot further on than before he walked through the door?
No, I don't. Not on performances that I've seen this season, no. Last season was a success because they finished in the top four. They won the Carabao. They got to the FA Cup final. But I don't see much improvement, if any, from last season to this season, despite the money that's been spent.
Well, he spent £411 million as Manchester United manager. Berber. Progress?
Not at the moment. If we need to judge purely by the performance of the team, yes, when they win, it's a good feeling. But the way they're winning sometimes is it's not convincing enough that when you play teams like City, you can do the same. And today we saw that it's not possible. So overall, I don't think the progress is made that can please the fans, and especially catching up to City. The difference now is so big that they need to think carefully going forward what they need and how they need to fix it. I don't have the answer, because if I did, I was probably going to be the manager there. Yeah. But I don't have it.
Or the president. What about from a City point of view? Not worried at all about United? How far ahead are they?
I think they're where they need to be at the moment. I think that they're still going to get better. There's a few players to come back from injury. I think normally we know them as a team that starts slow. We're still waiting for them to kick into gear where they go on those runs, like Carl Walker said in his interview, where they just win back-to-back games. So I think that the fact that they're in a way out of the Carabao Cup in a way is good for them, because they can rest and recover and get ready for the next league game coming up, because the Christmas period is going to be a busy one. There's going to be games back to back to back, and you need all your players fit and sharp.
Well, United have got an easy draw anyway, haven't they, on Wednesday? Who do they play again? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Newcastle, yeah.
Easy for who?
I'm not saying, I'm neutral. Remember, Berber?
So am I when I'm sat here.
But in all seriousness, is it important, like last year, for United to have a cut run and to put us, maybe reinvigorate their league form doing that?
Yeah, because not only for confidence and belief in fans, but also in terms of the team spirit, because winning breeds confidence, and players that aren't playing then also get the opportunity to play in those games, and they get the feeling of winning games. So, yeah, despite it being the Carabao Cup, after what's happened today, it becomes a bigger game on Wednesday, because you could imagine the reaction if the result goes against them again on Wednesday against Newcastle.
Yeah, and they are the holders. That is a repeat, of course, of last season's final. But Pep Guardiola in charge of a Manchester derby for the 20th time today. I'm sure he enjoyed it. Here's his reaction.
So Pep, 20th derby against Manchester United, 11th win. Was that a performance that just got better and better and better as the game went on?
Well, we play sometimes. Always have a good feeling here. I think the players give the best, and I'm really pleased for our fans. I know what does it mean for them. For many decades when Sir Alex was here, so always was see United there, and for the last time, we changed the tendency, especially for the way, except the first 5-10 minutes that we lost. Easy balls against that team is so difficult, so dangerous. After that, we take the control, and after the second goal, we make a fantastic game.
So after those first 5-10 minutes that you mentioned, how key is Bernardo to getting you that control? You like?
I could be 10 minutes talking about what does it mean Bernardo for me, for our team. So he's a player that is beyond good in all departments, and solidarity, intelligent, and understand everything. And we are in love with him. So that is our reality.
Erling Haaland just said that as well. I mean, is he one that we don't talk about enough? Are we talking about an absolute great Premier League footballer?
Bernardo?
Yeah,
but the problem is, no tattoos, no big cars, and he dressed not maybe for higher style.
He's a footballer, not a celebrity.
That's for sure. So it's humble, and everybody loves him in the locker room. So we were scared to lose him.
Lucky he stayed.
Yeah, absolutely. He's irreplaceable. In many things, he's irreplaceable. So, and I know he's happy here, and now he's a father. And he settled perfectly, and he loves. He said to me, I love to play here in Old Trafford, and every time we come here, he performed really well.
2 goals and an assist for Haaland. I mean, there was also a few chances that got away. I remember you saying in the week, he's born to score. Is he just one that he might not score every chance, but he will always be there?
That's the point. So today I had a feeling because Onana was exceptional, could have scored 4 goals all the time. And I remember against West Ham away, had 4 or 5 chances, scored 1. He's an incredible threat for the opponent. Give us a lot of confidence to us to having him there. He moves incredibly well in the box. He's another type of person that everybody loves him. So yeah, we are lucky to have him. Lucky, and I'm so pleased for him. So I know scored 50 goals, and the people expect to score 70 this season. So that is not about. But in general, he's a guy that parades us there. So you see the numbers even that season. Talk to people, how many goals Song on the other ones, big compliments. But he scored more. So he's a top class player.
After the Arsenal game, then the international break, have we seen from your team what we always see from your team? They react.
Arsenal won because it's a fantastic team. I think my strategy, I would say, was not reflecting after, was not good. And
I've not heard you say that before. What was wrong?
We play in different way to attack because I thought the spaces would be in another position, and after that I said it was not good, but it's happened. I'm not compare myself a lot, so it happened. And next one, and the players knows that the Premier League is so tough, and yeah, we Brighton was important to break that defeat, and after the way we played in Switzerland against Young Boys helped us a lot to understand what you have to do, and today we prove it again.
And last question, a special reason for wanting to win today as well? Wife's birthday, I think you said to me,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 50. It's come for the club for the 50 years old, my wife, and of course the players give me, all our family, a tremendous present. So thank you so much for the players, staff, our groom staff. I'm pretty sure my wife will be happy.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mrs. Guardiola, on her big day. And you can tell Pep enjoyed that day and everything about the performance.
I think if you was a manager and you went to Old Trafford and pulled off a result like that in the style that they did it in, I think you'd be delighted with that. And sometimes you think to yourself where you're going to go from there, but he always gets better and better or finds another way to improve that team performance.
Do you think he likes Bernardo Silva?
He loves him. Mind you, so he should do with his performances. I said, didn't I? He'll be a manager's dream because he'll never complain about anything. He just goes under the radar in terms of you never see him in newspapers, front or back, other than for being magnificent on a football pitch, which is what the manager wants.
No, I agree. But I don't want to take your words, what you said in the break. He is like the same like post-Kosovo for United, going under the radar. But everybody respects him and know how good of a player he is. But is it good or bad that we are not talking so much about him and sometimes we're talking about other players who are not as good as him? Is that a good thing or bad thing? Maybe we should speak more about players like him who are just tremendous on the ball and make so much of a difference for a club, because we don't appreciate really good players from time to time and just pay attention to players who don't deserve it so much.
Sorry, Steve. I think we know how good he is on the ball. I think we got to take knowledge of how hard he works off the ball as well, because in that team, he most probably runs more than a lot of players over that 90 minutes, whether it's defending or going forward or the unselfish runs. But he still always has the energy to find the correct pass.
We talked before the game about a potential Premier League run, winning run, which they've done so many times. I know they've got Bournemouth next, but they've got some big, tasty games, as you can see, coming up after that. Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Villa at the moment. So there's a few challenges that will be interesting in the next few weeks.
It's definitely going to be tough, of course, if you see that. But I think if they play the way they played today, especially in the second half, there's enough there to cause anybody problems, and they might catch them on that bad day.
Without being disrespectful to other football clubs, sometimes it's better after a Champions League game, where it is demanding, physically and mentally, to have a bigger game, if you know what I mean, like it was today. Because there's not an excuse for the players. The players have to get up for the game at Old Trafford. There's no excuse for that, irrespective of who you've played in the week or where you've travelled to. So sometimes to have one of the bigger boys, Liverpool or Chelsea, after Champions League games is not a bad thing.
And the big test is going to be playing Spurs.
You have to throw that in, then.
Come on, let's give Spurs some credit and respect. Come on, for the moment they're doing great.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll surprise anyone. It's going to be Leicester too, right?
Well, Spurs have a manager now who won't fear City. They'll respect them, but they'll play on the front foot, won't they? They won't change.
Yes, because the way they play, it's brave football, and they play quality football, and they go with intent, with thinking how to score. It's not luck. They know how to play at the moment, and everything is going great. That's what I wanted to say. Give them the respect they deserve.
Well said when United have been well beaten. Getting your other former club in top of the league. When City hit the heights we saw in that second half, though, are you still super confident that they are the team to try and get in front of this season?
Yeah, 100%. That will be hard to stop.
Just and because of the squad that they have. They can leave one or two out. They've got one or two injuries or had injuries. They've got Kevin De Bruyne, a world-class player, who's out injured. Someone else comes in. So, yeah, that's why they're favourites and that's why they're the best team and they'll be the team to beat. Whoever finishes above them will win the league.
And they're in that situation where the Champions League's virtually qualified as well, aren't they,
Absolutely,
with these games coming
and
in?
out of the Carabao. So, yeah, they're the team to beat. There's no doubt about it.
Alan, Berber, Sean, thank you very much indeed for your company today on another day that was very much blue in Manchester with a controlled second-half performance and victory.